All right, fellas, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the build. And today we're out and about here in the city of Compton, Long Beach, trying to get some stuff done out here for the front coilovers. So yeah, today's one of those busy days where you got to drive around, run around, and just try to get things done. But the project's moving on, coilovers are moving on, and we're gonna go ahead and just basically take them apart today and send out the rotors to get resurfaced, drilled, and slotted if possible. And just pick up grease, a whole lot of grease. We're gonna need some grease. So I'm just gonna run a few errands and show you guys on how I go about taking these old rusted struts apart. So all right, guys, here we go. Alright, fellas, right quick, so if you guys want to get yourself into doing this, so you guys can see, you gotta be real careful. This is already kind of bent, and fortunately that's kind of normal, but yeah, you gotta be real careful and just compress this just enough so you guys can see it's already loose. I'm not gonna keep going any further. That's good enough right there. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know to be real careful and not to you know, do it a little too much, just enough. So here we go. Alright guys, so this is the finishing touch right here, so you guys can see everything's off. Now we'll go ahead and start cutting these. So this is pretty cool. These BC Racing Coilovers, just like a lip inside, and that lip is probably like more or less like up to here. So I was measuring here, and it's giving me like about 2 3/8. So we're gonna go ahead and cut them at 2, 2.5, just for the margin of error. That's all. In case you know, the cut isn't straight, I can always go back and grind it and make it flush. So it doesn't have to be perfectly straight because it's gonna go inside, and then we're just gonna weld right here. But we'll just try to get it right in the ballpark. So there we go. Yep. So decided to rain today out of nowhere. They said it wasn't gonna rain, but you know, then again, what do they know, huh? So yeah, badly need a garage, man, but yeah, it's just gonna have to wait. So oh well, guess tomorrow will probably be a better day. There we go. I'm a bit concerned, but I don't think it's a big deal since it's gonna go weld it, but it falls right in there with no issue. But it does have some wiggle in there, so it's not a perfect fit. It's not a tight fit like I thought it was gonna be. Here, let me see if you guys get better. But I'm guessing if I just, you know, give it a good weld with like 220 or something, it should hold. So yeah, next step is just pretty much clean this up and getting the weld up. So there we go. Okay. All right, we're just about finished with this one here, and I'm just using some 80 grade just to get right in a groove in there. Dremel wasn't reaching up in there, so we just want to make sure that everything's nice and clean, and we're gonna go ahead and wipe it down with some acetone just to make sure there's no grease or any sweat from your pants or anything. Well, it could be nice and dry, but that's about it right there. I think that's good enough just to put a nice little bead around. And so this is the right side. These are labeled just because of these brake line clips here, but I'm sure you could adjust. It's got a screw right here, so I'm sure you could adjust if you get it wrong. But yeah, this is it right here. So we're just gonna go ahead and there's some dotted lines right here. I don't know if you guys could see them. These things don't come with instructions, so you gotta kind of figure it out. So you gotta make sure you take it out of the actual coilover. It does give you some warnings here. Gas field, do not open, do not heat. So that's why I guess they make them this way, so you could take the bottom part off and weld it. So I guess this sucker will pop or blow up on you if you heat it up with the actual shock in there. So yeah, but this is the dotted line. I'm guessing, I mean, if I leave this line here centered to this, it gives me like a nice centered look to it, and the clip falls right where it should. And it's just the right side. Yeah, this has to be facing this way because the caliper goes here and the line, you know. So but yeah, that's it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the other one, and we're gonna go ahead and just weld a bead around this. So all right, so we got everything cleaned up, set up, ready to go. So we just got to figure out how thick this is, and it's about 3/16, so somewhere around there. But yeah, I'm gonna crank up my welder to 220. So all right, so this is like a little table that kind of gives you an idea, like a ballpark of more or less. We're gonna be using 30. That's the wire size, and then we go down here to 3/16. It kind of gives you an idea more or less. But I'm just gonna put it on program and automatically does it for me, and then I'll just go from there, and hopefully you know, my welds won't come out too ugly. But I could really care less on how they look. I'm more concerned about them just penetrating. So all right, so we're gonna go ahead and swap out the 110. Make sure your arrows are lined up to 220. There we go. Let's see, yep. So that way we could get some penetration. I'm not too worried about how the welds are gonna look as long as it penetrates, but I am gonna try my best to make them look nice. So if not, you know, I'm a great grinder. Alright, so right here I'm just trying to heat up the spindle, and this is the great thing about growing up around fabricators and mechanics. I learned this trick a long time ago. I would see my dad and my uncle do this every time they wanted to weld on cast iron. So just basically, I don't know what's the Fahrenheit degrees that it's got to get hot up to, but I do remember them telling me that as long as it starts to turn red, that's when you know you're ready. So that's all I'm basically doing, just heating it up. Once you see it lightly turn red, then you could go ahead and start welding. That pretty much just opens up the pores and just makes the cast iron suitable for welding. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so I just gave it a quick tack weld just to see where we're at with the setup. I wasn't too happy with it. It didn't look as nice as I wanted it to. It just didn't look right to me. But had to go back to the machine and just slow down the wire speed. It seemed like it was just wasn't right. Sometimes you just gotta mess around with the Millermatic or whatnot. So this is the second tack weld. This one looked pretty good. I was happy with it. It looks nice and strong. So after that, I just went ahead and started just welding away. So what I'm doing here, I'm just tacking all four corners, and this is, I believe you call this stitch welding. So I just went from one tack weld up to the next tack weld, so that way I won't have to try to get it all in one shot. So I basically did it like in 4 or 5 different shots, and it just makes it easier for me because I don't have one of those rotary tables that spins while you're welding. And so you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But that seemed to work for me, so that was the best way to go. So all right, well, that's pretty much it. My welds have definitely seen better days. Yeah, it's a bit challenging when you're working with something tubular, but my main concern is inside here. Definitely penetrated. You could, I don't know if the camera's capturing it, but you could definitely see it in there. So that's my main concern. It's not that pretty, but I could always go ahead and grind it and make it look pretty. So you know that old saying, if you ain't a good welder, you better be a good grinder. So yeah, that's definitely gonna hold though. So yeah, here we go. Alright fellas, so it's been 3 days already. The spindle has dried. I already put it on. Don't want to reveal it yet until we take care of the top mount. So I noticed that I wouldn't even have to swap the whole thing out. I thoroughly checked it, and it's the same thing. So all that changes is just from a 3 to a 4. So all I have to do is just take these off and just swap the top out instead of taking it all apart. And you know, I don't want to get into all that mess, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure I leave it at 0, and then we'll let the alignment shop take care of the rest. But that's all we're gonna do. All right, so this is already loose, and this is from the RX4. So as you guys can see, it's the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. I just didn't want to mess around with any of this stuff. I'll take all that off, so just switch the top. But yeah, I'm gonna have to sell these RX3 top mounts if anybody needs them or wants them. So hopefully I'll make some money back. So this one's gonna go on here. Is it on there? Yeah, the numbers are on there. So I can't see anymore. All right, fellas, and there it is. RX4 coilovers. Very time consuming, but we got it done. So I just can't wait to put these on the RX4 and then just pretty much drop them. I was gonna say RX4, but these are RX7 top mounts. Worked out well, fit like a charm. Yeah, everything worked out well. So there you go. RX3 coilovers worked just fine for RX4. So yeah, if you guys trying to get into this on your RX4, yeah, this is the route to go. Believe it or not, this is the cheap way to go about it. If you're pretty handy, you save yourself a few $100. You know, if you can't, then you know it is what it is. But yeah, there we go. Very happy with these. And I have to admit, BC Racing Coilovers nowadays, they just make it very easy for your do-it-yourself guy. Back in the days, in the early 2000s, I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be RE Speed. They used to be out of Canada, and you had to literally assemble all this on your own, plus weld. You had to measure. So I did this a while back in early 2000s for my RX2. So some of you old school guys might remember that. RE Speed, they're not around anymore, but yeah, that was the way to go. And it was very challenging as well, because like I said, you had to build all this yourself and weld. But now BC Racing just sells everything intact. All you have to do is just weld down there, and that's pretty much it. You know, cut and weld. You don't have to assemble, build anything. So yep, there it is, guys. If you guys like and enjoyed this video, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and share it. Like I said, that'll definitely help me out, and let the word out. Let people know what's going on. We got some old school content over here. I'm not just showing old school rotary cars that other people own, but I'm actually showing my own build and my own stuff. So I'm trying to keep it original here in this channel. And like I said, if you guys share it, that'll be helping me out. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, guys. So thanks again for you know, just following the build and showing your support, guys. All right, we out.